I think that Axie Infinity V2 still deserves some love, so today we're gonna learn what is the best team to play in the current meta, and the rank 1 player, who is Embutido, is sitting at 3100 MMR with this exact team of Plant with Turnip and KOTARO, and then a backlane Bird and a mid lane Bug as well. So let's see how this team does in the top of the leaderboards. First game that Embutido is playing is versus a mech backlane, but also a Dusk Poison in the mid lane. So very standard team that has been with us for about 2 to 3 seasons now. We see round 1 going to skip, round 2 going to a skip, and round 3 it is an all-out brawl. The Bird does a little bit of damage to the Plant, and it will almost die to the mech. 44 health left on the Bird, but it does have a poison stack. Fortunately, it will not die to the poison because it does have a blackmail. We see a couple more cards coming from the Bug as well as the Plant, and only 340 health left on that Plant, so he only dealt a little bit of damage, but still has a lot of energy. So you can see that he can go for the back door, and using the blackmail he can deal 160 damage, but also transfer that poison stacks, and that is very, very crucial because this mech on the back lane will slowly be ticking down. We see the Dusk attacking the Bug in the mid lane. 4 poison stacks, quite a lot, but the Bug will be able to heal up and also deal some extra damage with the Caterpillar. We see the Cactus coming through. That will be enough to take the Plant down, and it is 3 Axies versus 2 now. Back door with double eggshell will be enough to take this mech down, so the poison stacks no longer needed. And now it's just the Dusk that is left. He's still gonna attack that egg, because it, not the egg but the Bird, because it did have an eggshell. Now double KOTARO coming through. You can see how powerful that is in the later stages of the game. 4 stacks of energy. Having that KOTARO in the mid to late game when you are attacking quicker Axies, just a beautiful thing. 6 poison stacks now on the mid lane Bug, but it will still be able to heal up. And we see the Caterpillar coming through. Unfortunately, the Fear will not be left, but maybe there is still a fighting chance. I don't see a way for this Dusk to win this, because he can't play poison stacks from the Garish as he doesn't have a chain. Does go for as much damage as he can on the Plant. Not gonna do it. We see the Caterpillar coming through, and then the Cattail double Cactus. Because of the KOTARO in the earlier round, he did have 4 energy to finish this team off, and quite a simple win coming from our hero in the first game. In the second game, Embutido is playing versus a double backdoor. Now, double backdoor is quite problematic to play against because he does have a lot of utility. He can go for the Bird, he can go for the front lane. You never really know what's gonna happen. Embutido does decide to go for the eggshell so that the Plant cannot heal up from the herbivores, as he is running a herbivore. We see a Cactus, we see a Turnip coming through, and let's see what kind of damage he can deal with the herbivores. Still 75 damage, so he's gonna be able to deal quite a lot. 121 health on that Bird, and a Shrimp as well as a Piranha will be enough to take this Bird down. Now this is where things get a little bit tricky. You can see this right here. Round 3 and 2 Axies are already dead. I mean, where do you see that happening? The Caterpillar, Mosquito going through. The Bug does have 5 energy as well as Cottontails, but what his opponent can do is just simply wait this out. He can wait it out, but the critical strikes will not allow him to wait it out. We see a lot of critical strikes coming through, taking the Aqua down by storm, but that will probably not be enough. You can see that Embutido is only running on 3 energy. We see the Mosquito, we see the Caterpillar coming through, but the mech will be going first, and with 3 cards, 2 of them being a nut as well as a hero, Embutido will lose the second game. So it looks like the double backdoor might be a counter to this team. Game number 3, Embutido is facing off against a a similar team to what we have seen in game number 1, but this time the mid lane is a little bit different. I think the front lane did have a Sirius rather than a herbivore, so a lot of things that are quite different. You can see the bird going for as much damage as he can. I don't think he should have went for the eggshell first. It's probably better to go for eggshell second on third and then black mail last, so that you can transfer as many poison stacks as you can. Now the issue with running a Dusk front lane is that if someone is running a KOTARO, they can very easily benefit from using that KOTARO. Now we see the backdoor coming through with the Fable as well as the dual strike. 132 damage, not enough to take the bird down, but the bird does have 3 poison stacks and that will finish it off. We see the Caterpillar, Mosquito and the Cottontail on the 274 HP left on that Dusk. Even less now after the Cactus, 129, and let's see whether this bug can be saved. 195 shield, well predicted. We can see the dual blade still critically striking for 310, a ridiculous amount. We see even more cards being committed here, 2 poison stacks and not quite enough to take this bug down. A little bit, not enough damage, and the bug does survive, critically striking now on the Mosquito bite as well, making sure that it does survive. We see the double Cactus coming through and the KOTARO, so now as long as he splits damage from the bug as well as from the plant, he should be winning this. But well, let's wait and see. And the bug does go down, but it goes into a last stand and the Caterpillar will finish it off. So well played from Embutido, and let's see how much this team costs. Starting off with the front lane, we do have a Turnip, KOTARO. Let's just change it to Classic because we need to filter the statistics. Turnip, KOTARO, we have the Katail, very necessary for the last couple of seasons, and we see that this front lane plant is still incredibly expensive. The exact same one is standing at $366. There's no way I would pay that much for an Axie that is specifically designed for Axie V2, but that's the price, $366. Now we can look for the mid lane, which is Snail Shell, Mosquito Bite, Caterpillar, and then we have the Twin Tail for the 0 cost. Looking at pure bug, I think it might not be pure, depending on what you want. You might want to go for double reptile eyes and ears, so that you have a little bit more health, a little bit more speed, but anywhere from $40 to $50 should be okay for this bug. And right at the back, what we have is the Toothless Raid, or Toothless Bite rather, Eggshell, Hair, bird with blackmail as well, so that you can pass that thing over. And if you look at the stats, you can go for 59 speed, actually 57 I think, because of the cards, and that's $31 or $40 if you want the pure eyes and ears. So mid and back not that expensive, but front lane definitely overpriced. I wouldn't recommend buying that. And let's jump into our last game for this episode. And in the last game, Embutido is facing versus a team that we have seen quite a lot of in this episode, but nevertheless, let's see whether he can still win. Double Serious round 2 is incredibly value effective, especially versus a team that wants to play it slow. Now Embutido doesn't have enough cards to be playing this, so he's just gonna have to sacrifice this bird. Look at that, 5 shield. If he just played the blackmail, he would have survived this. Now the bird cards are all gonna go waste. 3 of those cards you can see being absolutely wasted. There's nothing that you can do with them. We see the Cottontail, we see the Caterpillar and the Mosquito Bite coming through with the double Cactus. That should be enough to take the front lane plant down, but there's already a couple of poison stacks on the bug as well as on the plant. Now we see the Dusk coming through with the Garish Worm as well as the Grass Snake, putting that stack all the way up to 4. Because he was stunned, he couldn't get it up to 5. Twin Tail only hitting once because it wasn't comboed. and now we see the double Kotaro. Now that is quite a lot of value, getting that energy up to speed, 3 energy versus 2 right now, but the cards are not the best for the bug, and what the opponent can do is just go for the double backdoor and make sure that this bug does go down. You can see the plant having 209 shield, but that shield is unfortunately wasted because he didn't decide to attack the plant at all, and you can see only a little bit of damage going into the dusk, and it looks like this plant will not be able to take this game down. So Emboti, the rank 1 player, you can see how he navigates this team to take the wins. Very cool team, a little bit on the expensive side, and as always, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for daily playthrough content, and I will see you in the next one.